We're going live.
We
Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. I'm your host with the most, WendyO. You guys, today we are going to be doing it a little bit differently. I have a guest with me on today. He's he's been in the space for a long time, so I think he could bring a lot of alpha to the stream this morning. But I have Tommy. He's from Energi, and we're gonna get into some of the top 5 altcoins and gaming tokens to watch in this bull run. Maybe Energi will be one of them. I don't know. But Tommy, you've been in the space for a long time. First, okay, because I want to talk about Bitcoin and I want to know your opinion on Bitcoin because you've been in here longer than me. So kind of just do you want to tell them about yourself first? Do you want to talk about what you're seeing with this Bitcoin cycle and kind of compare it to other cycles?
Sure, I'll give a really brief intro. I've been actively in crypto since 2013. Was watching in 2012, 2013 started participating. So that was a big cycle. 2013 was a major cycle, 2017 was a major cycle, and then 2021 was kind of the most quiet one we've had. And I'm hoping this cycle is more exciting than the last ones. And some are saying it could has the potential to be a mega cycle, which I certainly hope so. But yeah, it's good seeing Bitcoin. Bitcoin's catching the early rise in this cycle. That wasn't the same in all the past cycles. 2017, we saw Ethereum lead Bitcoin in that one. So this time Bitcoin's leading, but we are seeing the overflow now. Like Solana is pumping pretty hard right now, and the meme coins on Solana are going nuts. So that's how we kick off this cycle.
Yeah, I mean, so because I remember last cycle. I remember last cycle and Bitcoin kind of was like just chilling. It wasn't doing a whole lot. It wasn't really going crazy. But do you remember some DeFi summer of 2020 when there was food tokens, there was all these type of insane tokens on Ethereum and like that's what we're seeing, but we're seeing it on Solana. But I do think the reason why Bitcoin is trading pretty well is because all the rumors about the Bitcoin spot ETFs, which we do know, I'm like 99% sure this thing is going to get approved. I've always told people it's going to be the first quarter, second quarter of 2024. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think sometimes when you see the commercials coming out, they got to know something we don't know. So it does feel like it's right around the corner. So which is great. The liquidity comes in and, it's going to feed into the whole market. It already kind of is kind of getting crazy in some ways. I feel like every cycle gets crazier than the last. So more opportunities, guys, always, but you
Yeah,
got to be tuned in.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Because I'm looking at my chart right now. I'm not going to share it because my computer's being a little bit glitchy right now. But like we've kind of been consolidating very nicely between $40,000 and $45,000. And it looks like we're getting ready to kind of gear up and retest about 45. But at the same time, it's like there could potentially be a drop down to the EMA 200 about 32.3. But I don't know. Do you think, okay, question for you. Do you think we're going to see 35,000 first, or do you think we're going to see 50,000 with Bitcoin?
It's hard to say. If I were to bet, I'd say 50. But what I
Okay.
would say the more asymmetric bet is like ETH, for instance, hasn't popped yet, and it can pop anytime.
Right.
So that would be kind of my bet toward it.
I do want to I want to because we're going to talk about Solana, we're going to talk about ETH, and we're going to drop some of the top gaming tokens, you guys. So be patient. So we'll get into that in a little bit because ETHgate and all the drama, and you've been around long enough to see that. Did you participate in the ETH ICO by chance?
I did, yeah. That was
Okay.
in 2014. I didn't have a lot of money at the time to invest in them, but I got they were like it was like 50 cents at the time, and I bought a bunch at a dollar in 2016 after that. So
Wow. Do you still have it?
I still have some. Unfortunately, lost some to ICO scams and NFT rug pulls. Right? Welcome to crypto, right?
Yeah.
but,
Well,
but we good.
well, let's talk a little bit about so okay, so you've been in crypto since 2013, right?
Yeah.
Been in crypto since 2013, been through some cycles, got in the ETH ICO, lost money, made money, did well, but then you built Energi. And thank you so much for partnering with us on the show today. But talk to us about what inspired you to build Energi, considering you've been in the space a long time. There's already a bunch of projects. And was it that you were excited to build something that was better than the competitors, or what was the inspiration? Because it's not a meme token; it actually has utility.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad I did it because if I didn't, then I'd have to start building it right now. And it just ties to I have a good I have good knowledge in the crypto space. I'm an OG crypto YouTuber too, guys. Like, you can see my channel.
And Tommy
Power.
will say, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, smash the like, guys. Right, Tommy?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Go ahead and show us. Go ahead and do that. Do your pitch.
Well, right on. Yeah. So I mean, I was an OG YouTuber, and I'm actually getting back into it because I love it. I took kind of a hiatus to focus a lot on Energi, but now I'm kind of mixing that with the content creation. But yeah, I guess the long and short of it is I was doing YouTube videos actively, and then I just saw this, like, I felt like I saw this missing hole, and there was a powerful message I got from the universe that was like, hey, you got to do this. By the way, my alias, Tommy World Power. World Power comes from alignment with looking for the most powerful things in the world. That's how I found Bitcoin so early, because I kept a list of the best investments in the world. And I found Bitcoin in 2012. It was an article that said it went up 5,000% in a year, and I was like, I don't know about that. That sounds too good to be true, right? But I kept it on my radar, and then after I saw it like another 2 or 3 times, it finally clicked in. I'm like, this is the real deal, and I got it. So that sort of alignment is how I approach like a lot of things in life in general, but definitely in crypto. So anyway, I got this message, and so I approached crypto like out of the box. I'm not looking at it. I have enough of a background in it that I'm not just following the path that everyone's on. I'm like, where really are people not seeing major inefficiencies? And I didn't know why I had to make Energi, but now I do, because what happened is we started having users getting scammed, right? I mean, and scams are worse today than ever. So this is why I knew I'd have to make Energi if I hadn't made it by now. And I was like, there's no way. And if you guys really think about it, how do you expect crypto to go mainstream when we have to worry about our friends? Or you can't really tell your mom about it comfortably, right? Because she has to know a million different things on how to protect herself. She's probably going to get rugged anyway. Like, I don't think that's the future of finance personally at all. Actually, I know that's not the future of finance. So what I did with Energi was we solved that problem. I didn't initially build it with the intention of solving it. I built it because I solved that problem because I found that it had to be solved. And there are others now moving in the direction. Like Ripple has introduced a clawback mechanism, which has some governance capabilities similar to what we have, but we're just on another level when it comes to security. We're the best in the game, and that's what our brand's built around.
Okay, I gotta fight with you a little bit. Okay, I gotta fight with you. Fight you. Okay, I know you're a pretty tall guy, so I'm like, okay. Anyways, all right. No, so let's talk about that clawback mechanism, because to me that's not decentralized. To me, that makes a project like the banking system. So I need you to show me why.
Yeah. This is a great question too.
Thank you.
I mean, so this is, it's like going to the roots of what really is crypto. What crypto really is it's competition for money. Okay, that's the you're going down to the deep levels of what is this really about. Like, a lot of people see the surface level, they see the meme coins, they see the NFTs. No, at the deepest level, crypto is competition for money. Right now, we have monopolies in the world for money. We have the dollar in the US, and we pretty much have to use that. In Europe, they have the euro. But what crypto is doing is it's changing that. So it's not a monopoly anymore. It's breaking that monopoly. So within that breaking of the monopoly, you're having new currencies rise. The foundation had to be what Bitcoin did, that no one can control it. It's the wild, wild west. Because if there were governance controls, then they would shut it down. They would do whatever they could to shut it down, I should say. But where we're going is we have this foundation now that you can never take away. You can't take away Bitcoin. Governments cannot take it away. It has to be there. And then we have Ethereum, which is like smart contracts. It's a level up. So that's good, and that's there. But the future that I see is cryptocurrencies of the future will have governance capabilities, and they already do. Like, look at
why the clawback?
Because you have to provide a safe place for people to be able to work, to play, and not have to worry about being robbed. Not have, I think 90% of people, that's my estimate, have been scammed in some way. I've seen, and it's not, you don't deal with that with the dollar, right? You don't deal with that. Like, if you have fraud, you typically have some recourse. Right?
Yeah.
Usually.
But how, so with the clawback mechanism, because the whole selling point of Bitcoin for the maxis back in 2017 was it's immutable. Once a transaction is sent, it's there. You can't reverse it. It's irreversible. So how do you decide what transaction is good or bad? Or how do you decide if somebody's being honest about being scammed?
So yeah, great point. It's still immutable, by the way. So you're not you can't roll back the chain. You know, immutable means we can't roll back the chain. We're not doing that. It's adding governance capabilities, which again, a lot of blockchains and DAOs already have some governance. They have it in the form of voting for funds, right? So that's decentralized governance. I've expanded on that, and we were one of the first to have that in our blockchain, by the way. I've expanded on that in asset protection and asset recovery. So this is where the space is going. And so the answer is decentralization. What decentralization truly means is it means a network that can't be shut down. If the government came to me and was like, Tommy, shut down Energi, I can't do it. I don't have the capability to do that. It's out of my control. I don't have the power to do that. So that's what decentralization means. Decentralization does not mean a lack of governance on a blockchain. This is pretty like advanced, you know, and you have to think about it for like hundreds of hours to like get to it. But that's essentially what I did because I had to do it to solve this issue of like blockchain crime, basically.
Okay, so is that what makes Energi the most secure blockchain? Is that the clawback feature?
So we have what's called defense in depth, which is 3 layers of security. That's one of the layers, but that is part of it. That is a big part of it. And we've like just a few weeks ago, we had one of our contributors, you know, had 50,000 Energi stolen from him, and we did a vote on the governance. If we get a 10% vote, we can freeze an address. So we did a 10% vote, froze that address, did an investigation, figured out what happened, and then we submitted another proposal to do an asset recovery for him. No other blockchain can do this.
Okay, I have to ask you a question though, because I have an issue with DAOs, and I have an issue with some of the proposals and stuff. Sometimes it costs people a lot of money to do that. And what happens if somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of capital, let's say that they have maybe $200 in crypto, and they're using the Energi blockchain, and they're like, and they got scammed somehow on the chain. How can their voice be heard without them having the capital to make it?
Just come to our community and voice it. So we can temporarily freeze an address till we do an investigation and figure out what happened. And our team, we've been doing this for years now. It's not like a new thing. That's part of the reason why I wanted to make sure it was really mature and it works. We have cybersecurity people on our team. One of our guys does cybersecurity for Fidelity. They have all the licenses and all that stuff. It's like a very thorough process of investigation to figure out what happened, including people giving their logs from their computer, so we know exactly what went down. So it's but again, the proof is in the pudding. It works. And I'll say this too. Like if you guys want to participate on ETH, I love ETH. Participate on that. There's all blockchains that don't have security, so that's there for you. It's always going to be there for you. But if you ever want to build something and not worry about having your project hacked, not having to worry about theft, that's what we're here for. That's what our brand's built around. And I think personally, there will be other blockchains competing with me on this narrative in the future. But right now, we're the leaders.
Okay. Yeah, I had to ask a little bit of hard questions just because I want to make sure my underdogs are being heard. I want to make sure that power, that Tommy power isn't being abused.
For sure. And by the way, guys, I know it's like it's controversial for some people. It's out of the box. Like people haven't even thought of it and they don't know it. A lot of people don't know what decentralization is, but I didn't build this for myself. I built it for the world to evolve, and the world needs it. So I built it because I had to. I had users getting scammed. I'm not going to sit there and watch them get scammed.
Yeah, I like that. I like fighting for the underdogs. All right. So why is there no hacks on Energi? Because that's a pretty big claim. It's a pretty big boast because you see all these different DeFi protocols. There's hacks. There's all this drama that's happening. But is the reason why there's no hacks? Well, like, and again, too, I think that people use the term hack. Like I got hacked. It's not necessarily that they were hacked because it's not somebody that's initiating to go into their device. It's them making a human error. So talk to us a little bit about that.
That could be a social engineering thing. There are so many forms of getting ripped off. Address poisoning is a new one that popped up this year. If you guys don't know what address poisoning is, I put a video out on it. Yeah, it's but there's just new things that pop up all the time. A lot of times they're tricking you, whether they're tricking you to click on a link or tricking you to send it to a wrong address, like address poisoning. There are hacks too. Like the DAO is a great example of that. When major Ethereum hack in 2016, that's how where Ethereum Classic came from, of course. But a lot of times just theft, Wendy. So this safeguards against that. We have had predators who like try to prey on our community, and we actually got one of the guys in prison. This was a few years back. We're serious about security. We tracked out who it was and worked with the FBI to do that. But what we found is when you stop the criminals from being able to get away with it, they stop messing with you.
Right.
You know, it's like having a security sign in front of your house. If you have a security sign in front of your house, you're far less likely to get broken into. And same thing, when criminals know they can't get away from stealing from our users, they go on another blockchain where they can. So we have very little crime, and still have some attempted crime here and there, but they find out they can't get away with it and they usually don't try again.
You sound like a detective.
I kind of am, like, honestly, security minded. I was affected by the Ether Delta hack in 2017. I worked with Secret Service and took down that ring. There was 4 people in that, and then we put another scammer in prison. So I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not like
Tommy's for the people, guys.
we call it the EBI. It's like our version of the FBI, Energy Bureau of Investigations. So.
All right, let's talk about decentralization, because I'm sorry, I'm a little bit jaded in the space, okay? A little bit jaded in the space because everyone's like, I'm decentralized. No, I'm decentralized. But really, talk to us about decentralization, because I personally think Bitcoin is true, like the only 2 projects that is decentralized in crypto. But let's talk about your view on decentralization in regards to Energi, and maybe how it compares to Bitcoin's decentralization. Like, what are the pros? What are the cons?
Yeah. So again, I would define decentralization as a network that can't be taken down. So that's, I think, the key to, like, so I've actually embraced that. With Energi, you can run a node with 1 Energi. So, you know, that's 15 cents right now. And we have, I don't even know how many nodes on the layer 1, over 500, and over 500 on layer 2, both. So these are all unique users all over the world. So that's when I see blockchains that have like 20 validators, or doing things with 5 major nodes that everything goes through, that's when I say that's not decentralized, because they can go to those server providers and shut it down. That's not decentralized. You can shut down the network that way. You can't shut down the Energi network. You can't. Energi is highly decentralized. So I actually take that very seriously.
All right. All right. So what makes Energi better than the competition? Because let's face it, like, there's a lot of competition out there, especially now. Well, how many tokens are there? I know back in at the top of the run last cycle, there was like 30,000 tokens.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think a lot of things in business in general are about specialization, right? Like, I like using cars analogy. You got Porsche, you got Ford, you know, you got Kia, you got everything you want, but what is your brand about? You got Apple, and then you have, you know, so I think a brand is built around, you know, something, and our brand is built around security. And I think that meta will come into play as time goes on. I think time's on our side. The more time goes on, I'm seeing security become more and more of an issue every year. So I think it's just a matter of time that people really recognize us for what we've done. We're not there yet. We're early. But again, I built Energi from a different place than most projects. I built it from the heart of what I truly feel the world needs. I didn't build it out of like I think I can make the most money if I do the security thing. I didn't do that. I built it because I'm like, I got users getting scammed. I got people losing their life savings, and it's my responsibility to protect them, you know? So it's a different vibe than a lot of other projects.
All right. Because you're talking about protection, NFTs are very, 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 very important to me when we talk about real artists, real creators, like musicians and poets and writers and actors and real creations. Like, super important to me, because that industry is so completely predatory, especially the music industry. And that's why, like, my hill with NFTs is for music. And I know that Energi has got some NFTs, but let's talk about your solution for NFTs and royalties, because I want to say it was last year, or it might have been this year, but there's this big battle between like OpenSea and some of the other NFT exchanges that are like, okay, we're not going to enforce creator royalties. And to me, in my head, I'm like, what's the point of an NFT then? Like, why wouldn't you just go the traditional route? That doesn't make any sense. But talk to me about that, and how can we fix that? Because creators deserve royalties. And isn't that like one of the main, like, to me, when I think about a smart contract, that's the easiest way that I can explain to somebody, is like, okay, a smart contract means that you've created code, or you're using somebody else's code to execute something so it's irreversible, so that everybody's getting paid and things are, you know exactly what you're signing up for.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree with you. The root of this is royalty theft. Let's just call it for what it is. It's royalty theft. They found a way to go around the contracts and not pay people. That's what happened.
Okay.
And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy to me is like how do people embrace that? I look at Blur, I'm like, really? You know, and then but OpenSea's like doing it too. I'm like, geez, we are so honestly spiritually unevolved in this space. Like it's weak. Like we're better as this. I swear to God, as humans, we are better than this, you know, and that's what I'm really trying to do is raise the damn bar, you know. But yeah, I mean, if someone tries to steal on our blockchain, whether they're stealing royalties or whether they're stealing from another user, we're going to put a vote to blacklist them. So we can protect royalties, and that's the same thing. 100%. Yeah, like, I think royalties were the biggest innovation that NFTs brought, and they've been just cut off for almost a year now. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Like last night I went on a tirade. Somebody, as I was saying that, you know, that's kind of the true intent and purpose of NFTs and like the music platforms are super important. People just started like getting pissed off at me. And I'm like, you guys are probably the same people that are wearing a Ramones knockoff t-shirt. So they're not getting the royalties for that from the licensing. And the same people that will literally pirate music and then claim you support an artist while they starve. Because that's something that's very serious to me. It's like, we have all these amazing, talented people and they're not getting compensated and people think it's okay to take from them. And I don't. Like, I'm pissed about that.
I'm with you, Wendy. So this is the issue of theft, right? You're feeling my vibe. This is why I made Energy, you know, exactly for this shit.
All right. So, all right, let's talk about, so how can people get involved with Energi? And then I want to start talking about some of these tokens, some of the tokens that are trending. But I want to know how people can get involved. But I want you to stick around because I want your take on this because you've been in crypto so long, and I want to see like how well we're aligned with that. But how can people get involved? Do you guys have staking? Do you guys have master nodes? Like, should they join the community? What exactly should somebody do if they liked what you were talking about today?
For sure. Well, first of all, throw me a follow at Tommy World Power on X. I got a link to it's at Energi. So you can follow the X there, link to the website. It's Energi, ENERGI, so with an I, .world. I called it Energi because money is just a form of energy. It's how you channel it. Money's not good or bad. It's what you do. If you rob people, you're getting energy in a bad way. If you're doing pure things, you're getting energy in a good way. So I'm trying to bring that level of goodness to money, basically. That's why it's called Energi. So energy.world, go to the first tab and then go to get Energi. We have all the links there. Just press a button and you can add it to MetaMask. We're very similar to Ethereum. I did that on purpose because I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel of like smart contract language. No. We're very similar to Ethereum. So same hexadecimal format, 0x, you know, we got a DEX, we got a bridge, and we're building an NFT marketplace. And that's in beta, it's just about in beta, and then we're going to soft launch it in about 2 months. So if you guys are building NFTs or doing any NFT project or gaming project, get in touch with me. My DMs are open. I will help you guys get set up. But I mean, if you're building it on an EVM, like on Ethereum or Polygon, it's very easy to come over. So yeah, that's where we are. Most popular exchange right now is Uniswap. We just got added to MEXC this week. We're going to be adding more exchanges this year. So yeah, that's so I'll see you guys in the Energi community.
All right. So some of the top trending tokens that we have news stories that we're going to chat about are Solana, IMX, Ron, Gala, and Sand. The only ones that I'm pretty bullish on are I like Sol, I like IMX to an extent, and I like Gala. And I do hold, just for disclosure, I do hold Solana and I do hold Gala. So with this first story, Solana is up 12% and dog with hat surges as Bitcoin dips under $44,000. That's literally the title of the story. And apparently, Solana also just flipped XRP to become the 5th largest token by market cap. But a new dog-themed meme coin on Solana, Dog with a Hat, WIF, is up 39% in the past day, and it's up 900% in the past week. What are your thoughts on, I mean, this is an easy question, but I really feel like all the meme tokens on Solana, most of those are going to end up going away. They're just kind of part of the season, just like we saw with DeFi Summer with the food tokens in 2020. But as far as Solana actually flipping XRP to become the 5th largest token by market cap, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think it's going to sustain? Like, what does Tommy think about Solana?
Yeah, I think it's always wise to not resist the market and to listen to what the market is saying. I mean, it's happening, and you got to ride the waves, right? That's what it's all about. So I'm happy for Solana. And yeah, the meme coins are going nuts. Meme coins have obviously they had kind of that surge in May when Pepe coin popped off and a couple others, and now we're going to like another leg of meme coins, but Solana's leading the way. So I think it's hilarious personally, dog with hat. I mean, it makes me wonder, what does the next cycle look like? Like we're degenerating in crypto, right? Like
I mean, that's literally like what that, but you've seen this industry, you've been in the game so long. It's like people love the memes. We're literally here for the lulz. We're here to make as much money as ethically as possible, but we're also here for the memes. And I guess the next token, Immutable. So it hits a 20-month high as gaming tokens outpace Bitcoin gains. But of course, like everything is always going to outpace Bitcoin gains. Bitcoin is queen bee. She's been here longer. She's an older coin, an older technology. And the market cap is so large that people don't understand. It takes a lot of capital to move the Bitcoin market. But as far as IMX goes, like it's a gaming token. They've been able to essentially help fund projects. But this past month, it's up 77% in the past month, and the past year 428% in the past year. And we've also seen like other gaming tokens. Ron is up 6%, Gala is up 9%, and Sand is up 8%. Gala is really the only project that I personally kind of believe in out of these gaming tokens. But what are your thoughts here? And again, you guys, I hold Gala.
Well, just to high level, I think gaming is going to be a big narrative in the cycle. So we should keep our eye on, all the gaming assets, and nothing too specific about any of those, but I've got my eye on gaming as well too. I think it's going to be massive, and I think that's why they're getting these pumps right now.
What's your favorite gaming token, though, out of the ones I just listed? IMX, Gala, San, or Ron? And again, guys, this isn't financial advice. This is just entertainment.
Probably IMX. I think they're doing a good job. I respect that. It feels like they're doing a good job just onboarding projects. I haven't studied them in great depth, but just from kind of a bird's eye view, that's what I've observed.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to look at their chart really quick. I'm not going to pull it up, guys, because I'm feeling lazy today. But I want to look at their chart really quick and see, because I remember the last time when I looked at it, it was like down super bad. I was like, what in the actual heck is this? Because when I look, actually, I am going to pull the chart up. This is the weekly chart, you guys. Actually, yeah, let me pull this up. I'll stop it. I won't be lazy today. But this is the IMX. Oh, it's actually up. I remember seeing it, like, I think the last time we looked, it was like back last year in 2022 is like broke all-time low, but it's up like crazy. So this is good. All right. I'm with it. Tommy successfully shielded me on IMX. I'm not going to go buy a bag, but I'm going to take a look at it. Now let's talk about NEAR. So the NEAR price reaches 440-day high. And what is driving this momentum? There's not really a whole lot of news to cause this price action. I know people like it, but what are your thoughts on NEAR?
I think we're just going into another cycle where shit's just gonna pop off left and right, So keep your eye out and catch the trends. Remember same thing in 2017. Something's gonna pop off, and you're gonna be there to catch it. Try to identify it. Pay attention to the price volume. Notice the little upticks in volume, and the price going up. That's pay attention to the technical analysis, I'd say. And I think it's just how it goes. They're probably doing a good job in marketing, right? Just getting the word out.
I guess so. But at the same time, you guys, we like to do the moonbag strategy here. It's basically when you utilize disposable income, you make your own decision to invest or trade something. When you're up, you got to have an area where you want to take profit and move initial investment, move some profit, and also enough to pay taxes. But I want to talk to you about Ethereum, okay? Because there's a big story. There's two big stories I want to chat with you about because you're an OG and I got your attention. So this story, Ethereum developers target January for the first testnet deployment of the next big upgrade, Dencun. The ETH devs are targeting January 17th for the Growly, I call it Gary, testnet to run through Dencun. The next upgrade is going to enable proto-dank sharding. I feel like they just keep making words up. But apparently it's going to reduce fees for layer 2 rollups and will scale the blockchain, increasing space for blobs of data. The upgrade was originally planned for Q4 this year, but was pushed back due to the engineering complexities. ETH always has lots of delays. And then it's going to be the first major upgrade since the Chapella earlier this year, which enabled staked ETH withdrawals, which is absolutely crazy. Why people would just put their money into something that they couldn't remove. But anyways, talk to us about this. Like, what do you think about this upgrade? Do you think it's going to lower gas fees? Like, you invested in the Ethereum ICO, so you got to give us some alpha here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of observing to see what sort of effect it has. It's hard to know, right, from the standpoint of what kind of effect it's going to have. But we already know the gas fees are on the rise. So are we even going to feel it? I don't know. So we know ETH gas is a huge problem, and it's probably going to be nuts the cycle. So I don't know. It's hard to know how it's going to affect it. It's kind of like wait and see for me.
Okay, but do you think they're actually going to be able to have fees lowered? Because it's literally fees are just so darn high. Like when I send payroll out, it's like 10 or 20 bucks a transaction. I'm like, which is fine, but I'm like, this is not sustainable for somebody else. And we all know that Circle, utilizes Ethereum, and a lot of these Tether, you kind of essentially utilizes the Ethereum network. And then we're seeing like announcements from Visa, everybody's like excited about Ethereum, but at the same time, like it's really not a sustainable business model for these TradFi companies.
I think that's exactly why Solana's pumping too right now, because people, the degens that maybe it's like their first cycle or something, they don't have a lot of money to throw around, and a $80 fee makes a big difference. They're going to Solana, so, and that's going to continue. Like this cycle, if fees retain or keep going higher, more people are going to flock to other cheaper L2s, or not L2, well, cheaper L2s and L1s, actually both.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like L2s are still annoying to use. Like,
agreed.
They're annoying. Like I love Matic Polygon. I have a moon bag of it, but at the same time, it's like, I want to just use ETH. Like and the way that I look at myself, like I'm a mom, I'm busy. I've got, I got my business I run. I've got my mom stuff I do. We have our extracurricular activities, but it's like, I want to do it fast and easy. And right now crypto is not easy. It's not fast and it's not easy.
Yeah. I think it's honestly, Wendy, I don't think we're going to see ETH fees drop. I don't think in 2024 meaningfully. Personally, that's my guess. I mean, if it does, hallelujah, but I don't think it will.
Why are you fudding my bags?
I love ETH. I have a lot of love for ETH, but it's just like it's a no. You know how it is. Seats on a bus and they're full.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm like, can I have a good trade this year? Can I have a good trade this year? No, I'm doing okay, you guys. But all right, let's talk about this story. So this one is kind of a long one, but are you into like the whole ETHgate conspiracy and are you familiar with the Prometheum and how they got the special licenses from the SEC and the Hinman and all that type of stuff? Are you into all this or no?
No, actually, you have to fill me in on that.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read to you the story. So, Prometheum CEO describes how they went about creating the company entirely based off the DAO report Hinman gave them. So, Boring Sleuth, you guys, again, go ahead and follow them on Twitter. Great account. But they responded to a clip of the Prometheum CEO, Aaron Kaplan, describing how they created the company entirely based off the DAO report that Hinman gave. The key points from his post, from Boring Sleuth's post, please follow them on Twitter. Prometheum is the SEC's first and only to receive a special purpose broker-dealer license to date. It's tied to Waxing, and its tech is built by Waxing and fully dependent on it. Waxing, wearing multiple masks, alleged as a major Ethereum holder linked to the CCP. And they claim that Waxing controlled more than 12.5% of Ethereum ICO gained from mining. Accuses Waxing of using DAO hack and Hinman's report to secure Prometheum's SEC license. Highlights Waxing's political ties, including dealings with Hunter Biden. Dating back in 2012. Raises concerns about Prometheum's ownership of controversial domains related to Mr. T, and questions their plans for these domains and their ongoing access to U.S. markets, and alleges that Prometheum is a tool for offloading Ethereum onto Americans through SEC-approved licenses. Kaplan's father is also an ex-SEC enforcement. So basically, Prometheum got all these special licenses from the SEC. They're not really an operating company, but there's all these like crazy ties that people are able to find between them and all these important political figures and people in the country and outside of the country. But be careful what you say, because we are monetized. So this is like kind of like conspiracy-ish. But talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like more of the same, right? People doing stuff behind the curtain. That's what crypto's all about. To create a new frontier where we don't have to deal with that BS, to be quite honest.
We still are, though. We still are. That's all you're going to give us? You were in the Ethereum early days. You don't have anything else to comment on this crazy story?
I mean, that sounds like a lot of ETH. It kind of raises my eyebrow. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I'm kind of like, it just, yeah, it just sounds like a little bit of a shady dealing going on. And probably trying to maybe monopolize something with the SEC, you know?
And I mean, okay, so now I just actually got a thought in my head. What if, because I believe that FTX was planned. I believe it was 100% planned. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it was planned. I think that's my thought. No, I mean, I don't think Sam Bankman-Fried want to end up in prison. I think CZ actually pissed off the people, the deep state in the U.S. You know, I think that's what happened. Because actually, I think SBF was in what would have been in cahoots with that, and then they blew it up, and they got kind of pissed off. That's what I think happened.
Okay, see, I think STX was 100% planned because did you read Sam's proposed crypto regulation or recommended? No. You got to go back and read that because go back and read it because everything in there is starting to come to light, and we're seeing this happen with Elizabeth Warren through Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. Sam was part of that cabal, you know, and they didn't want him to. I don't think they wanted him to blow up. Why would they want him to blow up?
Well, because if FTX and everything that Sam was doing blew up, it basically shows they're showing American people that crypto can't be trusted and crypto is bad. So they need the public servants to come in and protect us.
That is possible, but I think just kind of I think CZ like didn't realize he was picking a fight with the U.S. government. That's what, and you see that today. Like the U.S. government does not like CZ. Doesn't, from what I see.
They never liked him though. But the thing was, they never liked him. Like Sam was a golden boy. CZ was always getting called out because I cover the news daily on TikTok and on YouTube. And it's like if you looked at the media stories, Binance and CZ was always getting attacked, while Sam was being welcomed with open arms. And I do believe that Binance did try to comply as best that they could.
Yeah, of course. But they, yeah, I think my take is, I mean, it's okay. We can agree to disagree on it too, Wendy. But I think I don't think SBF wanted to blow up. I don't think he was running the business that well in terms of managing his books. They were doing shady stuff, like over using customer funds, basically. And then CZ called it out publicly, and then Caroline told them they're lying, and people caught a line, and they plunged it below the line, and it blew up. That's what I think happened.
Do not torment your lovers. Have a nice, healthy breakup. That is an important part because they're going to flip on you.
Yeah. Anyway, I wish them the best, I guess, although I did lose money on FTX.
I lost stuff everywhere, but it is what it is. All right. So another question. Hold on. There's another question. Do you think that, okay, so both Coinbase and Circle did obtain regulatory, so Coinbase obtains approval for digital asset operations in France, and Circle also obtains conditional registration in France and appoints head of operations in the company. Why France? But I have heard from people, when I did go to Estonia, I went to NFT Talent. My daughter's throwing stuff under the door. She's so funny. But I did hear people saying that France is one of the best places to have a crypto company.
You know, I've heard that a little bit, but I think it's just kind of, I think we can expect to see more and more countries kind of getting in line with more strict kind of regulation and stuff like that. Kind of like the US has led the way. And I think these licenses are going to facilitate that. I mean, to be honest with you, Wendy, it's honestly, again, kind of that control that the old money wants to have over crypto. What you have to understand about crypto is you can't control it. They're going to, I hope they never, I've heard the SEC, the former head of internet enforcement, he really wants to shut down fiat on-ramps to crypto. And that's fucked up because you can't shut down.
You said the F word and we're monetized.
I'm sorry.
Go stand in the corner.
Yeah, that's why I don't live stream. Anyway, good times. Anyway, whatever. It's just more, they just want more control over their stuff. I feel like, and that's kind of an avenue to bring it in, honestly.
All right. When do you think Bitcoin price? I'm going to ask you a couple questions. You have to answer fast. Bitcoin price by the end of the year.
This year or next year? This year. 47K.
47K. So bookmark this. Okay. Next question.
Oh, don't bet on it.
Yeah, bookmark it. All right. Do you think, Tommy, do you think USDC is going to become the CBDC of the United States of America?
Yes.
Okay. Next question. Do you think Ethereum is going to come back?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me? It's gonna,
Okay.
just when you're least expecting it. And then everyone's gonna be rushing for it. And gas fees are gonna be like $300 for a swap.
And then when do you think the ETFs are actually going to get approved?
I'm with you. I think personally in Q1, hopefully in January. We'll see.
All right. Anything else we should know before we go? Because my daughter's pounding at the door. She's like, Mama, I need, and I know I see a post-it note under there. So what she's pushed through the door is like there's a bunch of toys, and there's also a note, and I'm sure on the note it's going to be asking me for candy. My audience loves her doing this, by the way. It's kind of like what we do when she's home for the break. But anything else you want to tell the audience besides to join the Energi community? Check it out, see what you guys are building.
Yeah, I would say just toward crypto at large, try to approach it without judgment. Don't be attached to your bags. And get good at technical analysis, which is reading price and volume. That's what all technical analysis is based off of, because there's going to be there's going to be a swarm of opportunities. There's going to be a ton of opportunities, and you don't want to miss them. So pay attention. It's the time, like now is the time to start paying attention. 2024 is going to have a lot of opportunity.
All right. On that note, you guys, thank you so much for watching. We've had almost 400 live viewers in here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, set alerts, smash the like. Me and Tommy are out. Join the Energi community. The links are going to be down below. Ask Tommy questions. Go in the community and be like, Tommy, what are your thoughts on this? Just kidding. Anyways, Tommy, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go get back to mom life. To the O Army, thank you guys so much for supporting us. Sending everybody love and light. Let's go ahead and wave goodbye, Tommy.
Thank you, Wendy. Good times, guys. See ya.
Bye. Okay. 3, 2, 1. End stream. Okay.